You're gonna give me $100 to sit inside this cardboard box for 2 minutes? You're gonna give me $100 to sit inside this cardboard box for 2 minutes? I asked, feeling the booze slosh around my brain. It's that simple, the street performer said with a cocksure grin. You last 2 minutes inside the box, you get $100. What if I don't make it 2 minutes? You don't get $100. What's inside the box? The street performer opened the top of the large refrigerator box, and true to his word, it was empty. So, what's the catch? My friend Paul said, there's always a catch. No catch. You go in of your own free will. You get out of your own free will. You put 2 minutes between those moments, you get $100. Let me see the money, I said. The street performer didn't look like he had a spare Franklin to part with. He wore a stained, threadbare suit with patches on the elbows and tearing at the sleeves. Atop his head was a busted top hat that looked like it had survived since the Great Depression. His feet were covered in mismatched, filthy docksiders that looked like they'd been hauled up from some mucky swamp. That said, the street performer pulled a crisp and clean $100 bill from under his hat. I feel like if I go in, you're gonna kick the box or pour old soup on me or some other stupid shit for one of those dumbass TikTok pranks. Old soup? I asked, chuckling. Paul laughed. I don't know, man. Old ass clam chowder or something. The street performer shook his head. No, sir. I'm not a fan of chowder or pranks, and I don't have any idea what a TikTok is. I'm just an honest man looking to give away $100 to the bravest and boldest among you. That's definitely not you, Paul, I said, laughing. Fuck off, bro, Paul said. You gonna do it? I asked. Why don't you do it? He shot back. Not bold enough? No, not really. Plus, if I sit down on the ground, I may not be able to get back up. I think I shouldn't have had that last drink. I'm gonna call that Uber. Your name's Paul, correct? The street performer asked my friend. Yeah. Paul, let me ask you this. Could you use $100? Hell yeah, especially after what I spent tonight. Big brave man like you couldn't be afraid of a simple cardboard box? Fuck no, I'm not. Do you have 2 minutes to spare? How long until the Uber gets here? Paul asked me. 5 minutes, I said, give or take. Paul looked at the box and back to the street performer before glancing at me. What do you think? Is it worth it? Man, I don't know. I didn't. The alcohol was not only on top of me, but was beating my temples with rock hammers. I mean, the whole thing is fucking weird, but he hasn't explained a downside. I haven't informed you of any downsides because there isn't one, the street performer said with a wink. This guerrilla marketing for a box company, or do you work for Frigidaire? I asked. No, sir, I work for me, myself, and I, the street performer said. Nobody likes having a boss, am I right? Especially if you knew my boss, I said. He makes Attila the Hun look like Daffy Duck. Fuck it, man, Paul said suddenly. I'll do it. Wonderful, the street performer said. Only, Paul added, looking at me, if we can go to the titty bar after I get out. Bro, I am beat, I said, yawning. I don't have the energy. You don't have enough energy to look at boobs? No, I said, surprising myself. I might pass out in the Uber. If you're gonna throw up in the alley, Paul said. They charge extra if they have to clean up any bodily fluids. Maybe I'll puke in the box before you get in. Please don't vomit inside the box, the street performer said. It's one of a kind. These things come off an assembly line, Paul said. Hardly one of a kind. I glanced at my phone, let my vision refocus, and noticed the Uber's arrival time. You got 3 minutes, dude. You going in or not? Fuck it. Let's do it. Who keeps time? Time keeps itself. However, I have a pocket watch to assist us, the street performer said, pulling out a beat-up brass pocket watch from inside his suit jacket. Climb in now. I'll count you down. Paul opened the top flaps and placed 1 foot inside. He was unsteady on his drunk legs, and I started laughing at his teetering. H flipped me off, steadied himself, and placed the second leg inside. He sat down, shot me a shit-eating grin, and said, I want to go to Golden Apples after. That girl Janine is there this weekend. She's not into you, I said. Yet, he said with a smile before grabbing the flaps and closing himself in the box. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1, the street performer said, watching the second hand on his watch. Spin past 12, go. Paul sat there for a minute before he started chuckling. I couldn't help but join in. What even was this? In a million years, I'd never be able to guess that this is where the night would end, inside a cardboard box. You start by having a few too many cheap domestics during a ball game and end up probably being hustled by an unhoused guy in a top hat. This is so fucking stupid, I said, barely holding back laughter. They said the same thing about the dog launched into space. Hey, Laika, how dark is it up there, I asked. Not very, Paul said, his voice muffled by the cardboard. He started to giggle fit again before adding, I feel like a dumbass. If the shoe fits, I said. The box suddenly jostled violently. It went still for a beat before rocking back and forth again. From inside the box, I could hear Paul moving and adjusting. Bro, stop moving, I said. I'm not doing that, he said. 30 seconds, the street performer yelled out. Wait a second. It just got dark, really dark. You can't see the neon light from the bar? No, he said, his voice unsure. Wait, there's some kind of white light off in the distance. The distance, I asked, confused. You're inside a box. The farthest distance is a foot away. Hey, Mr. Top Hat, is there a screen hidden in here? Like a TV screen or something? The street performer ignored him. What's going on? I asked. There's something approaching the box. Yeah, the Uber, I said with a drunken laugh. No, like there is someone walking toward the inside of the box, Paul said. It looks like a person, but that doesn't make any sense. His voice went from playful drunk to concerned drunk. He was sloshed, but a small part of his brain was still on guard. It told him there was danger around him. But it didn't make any sense as he was sitting inside a cardboard box on the sidewalk of an empty street. 45 seconds. Paul, stop fucking around. Bro, I'm serious, he said. Some guy, I think it's a guy anyway, is walking toward me. Wait, oh shit. There are 2. No, 3, fuck, 4. I'm surrounded by shadow figures. Shadow figures, I asked. They look like people, but different. You fucking with me? There aren't any features that I can see. They look like silhouettes. Dude, stop. The joke's not funny anymore. Get out, huh? The Uber's almost here anyway. Shh, he hissed. I think they can hear your voice. I turned to the street performer. What's going on here? What's the gag? He ignored me. His eyes stayed trained on the pocket watches, quickly rotating secondhand. 1 minute. Halfway there, he yelled. I can hear them speaking. It's faint, but what? It doesn't sound like any language I've ever heard. Paul, enough's enough. Come on out, man. Our ride is turning down the street. Oh, fuck. I think they saw me, he said, his voice quivering. Who's they? These shadow figures. Oh fuck, he said, fear lacing his words. I heard him start kicking the side of the box from the inside. The cardboard bent with each kick but never broke. Get moving, I said. I'm trying to run, but my body isn't moving. Dude, you're kicking the box, I said. That's not me. My body is frozen, and they're coming. Holy shit. Get out of the box, Paul. 1 minute, 30 seconds, the street performer yelled. Best time of the night. One of them is coming for me, Paul said in a panic. Oh God, they have eyes, but not like ours. His eyes, I can see. Paul trailed off. You can see what? Everything, he said. They're showing me everything. 1 minute 40. The money is as good as yours, stranger. There's fire. It's everywhere. The ground is sizzling. I can feel the heat. It's burning me through my pants. Ah, fuck, what is this? Get out of the box now, Paul. The other three are closing in. Their eyes are glowing white. I can see the ends of the earth, the end of the sky, the end of it all. The fires, they burn. Oh God, they burn. Then Paul started screaming. Not I stubbed my toe screams, but I'm being murdered. And the only person who'll ever hear this is my killer screams. Open the box, I yelled at the street performer. Right fucking now. But he didn't move an inch. He kept his eyes trained on his watch. 10 seconds remaining, the street performer yelled. 10. I leaned over and tried to rip open the flaps on top of the box, but they weren't moving. They felt like 1,000 pounds, and I couldn't budge them. I slammed my hand down on the cardboard, and it felt like I had just hit concrete. My hand throbbed, but I tried again to rip the box open to no avail. Push up, Paul, I screamed at the top of the box. Listen to my voice and come for it. 9, 8, 7. Why are you all showing me this? Paul said through sobs. I don't want to watch them all die. Paul, sit up. Come on, man, sit up. 6, 5, 4. The box was jostling back and forth, being shaken by unseen forces. It jumped an inch off the ground and rocked around like bored kids beat it with bats. I'm watching them tear me apart, Paul said with a whimper. Whoa, I'm above them now. I'm being pulled away, but I can see my body. There's so much blood, so much fire. Get out. What's pulling me into the air? Paul asked, his voice sounding distant. 3. Paul, I'm coming. I threw my whole body at the box, trying to knock it on its side. I hoped to see Paul come tumbling out. But when I hit the cardboard, it didn't move an inch. It clanged like it was made from pure steel. I braced myself on the ground and kicked the side of the box with all my might and instantly felt a lightning bolt of pain rush my leg up and spine. There was nothing I could do. 2. I'm so high, I can see it. I can see the... Oh my God, no, it can't be the night, Paul screamed, and it sounded like it was falling now. Oh shit, the ground, it's opening. From the sidewalk, I looked up at the street performer with hate in my eyes and yelled, let him go, you fuck, open the box. I'm falling through the world. How? Oh no, oh God, please let me go. 1 and time, the street performer yelled, raising his hands in victory. The box went still. Paul... You won, the street performer exclaimed triumphantly. The first of the night. He calmly tucked his pocket watch back into his jacket pocket. He replaced it with a small dollar store confetti popper. He gently yanked the string of the popper and blasted bits of colorful paper and glitter into the air. It landed all around me. I lunged at the box and tried to rip open the top again. This time, the flaps moved as easily as expected, but when I pulled them back, Paul wasn't inside, not a trace of him. The only thing I found was a crisp new $100 bill. Paul, what the fuck? Where are you? He's left the box, the street performer said. His 2 minutes were up. I leaped onto my feet, ready to beat the street performer to a pulp. But when I glanced at where he had been standing, he was gone. I hadn't heard him run away or catch a cab or anything. Like Paul, there was no trace of him. It was like he'd never been there. From behind me, I heard a car downshift and come to a stop on the curb. There was the familiar whine of an electric window being rolled down, followed by a monotonous voice calling out my name. My Uber had arrived. I looked to where the box was, and it was gone too. All that was left was the $100 bill. You still want your ride? My driver said. Did you see anyone with me? No, he said. There wasn't a man in a busted top hat and a large refrigerator box standing here. As you came down the street, I think you made a good decision calling an Uber, my driver deadpanned, adding, if you puke in my car, there's a cleaning fee. So if you're gonna yak, just do it now, huh? I felt my legs go weak. I didn't know what to do. My friend was gone, and the man who sent him away had vanished. I didn't even know what to say to the police. Ugh, my friend climbed into a cardboard box and disappeared. No, I'm not drunk anymore. You coming or what? This is my busy time. I looked down at the $100 bill and something caught my eye. Instead of Benjamin Franklin's face staring back at me, someone had scrawled a note. I picked up the note and held it close to my face. I know that handwriting anywhere. It was Paul's. The note read, I've seen the end. You don't make it. Buddy, you coming? My driver asked. Yeah, I said, I'm coming. That was several hours ago. I've been sitting at my kitchen table staring at the $100 bill. I'm not sure what to do. My mind is mush, and it has nothing to do with the alcohol. I'm at a crossroads and don't know where to go. I don't know what to say to Paul's family. How do I even begin to explain this? I keep thinking I'm having a nightmare as I sleep one off, but I'm not. I'm sitting stock still in my kitchen as the first rays of the sun turn the black sky purple. There's a vice around my heart, a profound loss for my friend and fear for the message he left behind. I've seen the end. You don't make it. You try falling asleep after this.